Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Okay, so this story of mine, I had a what you call it, like I remembered it. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was like, oh, I got to tell my people about my story. Okay, this is like a paranormal story, so if you're not interested, you don't have to hear. But something I also keep forgetting to tell y'all. Okay, remember how I was saying that I was afraid of the dark, right? And that's the whole reason why I didn't want to live by myself, because I was afraid of the dark. Well, very soon after the person that was living here moved, I was no longer afraid of the dark. Like, it went away, like, right away. Like, it went away pretty quick. And I wasn't afraid of the dark anymore. And I'm like, wow, all these years I thought I was still like afraid of the dark, but it was actually because I don't know, I'm just guessing. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, okay, even though they throw me under the bus all the time. I think it might have been the darkness that followed the person that used to live here, because while that person was here, I was still afraid of the dark. You know what I mean? Even though somebody was here, I was still like afraid. And I had been afraid of the dark since I was little. Like Freddy Krueger years, like Tales from the Crypt Keeper, whatever. We used to watch a lot of scary shit. Okay, and Freddy Krueger used to scare the shit out of me because he comes in your dreams, right? He attacks you while you're asleep, while you're defenseless, while you can't defend yourself. So it's funny because nowadays I have like the best dreams that I don't want to wake out of, like how do you say it, like I used to have a lot of nightmares. I don't have them anymore now. Pretty much all of my dreams consist of, well, I can't say because anyways, just dreams I don't want to wake up out of. But anyways, so but now I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. Okay, so but for a long time I was, even before I met this person, I was always afraid of the dark because of scary movies and stuff, because I love scary movies. Like, anytime we have movie nights, I'm like, scary movie, and it better be a fucking good one. So my daughter loves movies too. So she always finds, I'm like, don't come with me with your bullshit, Brett. Give me a good movie. Don't come with me with that bullshit. So she always picks something. I never pick the movies because I will pick like a flop. Like, I don't know. I like different kinds of movies. I like rom-coms, romantic comedies. I like action, yeah. But the one I will go to is like a scary fucking movie. Like, I don't know why. I just like to scare the shit out of myself and then be afraid all night. But so for a long time I was afraid of the dark, right? So I moved out young. Okay, I had my own apartment, right, on Penn Road, and I um I lived by myself, right? So I was in this fucking old ass apartment, right? And this is before I had my daughter. This is like before, I had any drama with any men's. It's back in my innocent years. And it was a 1-bedroom apartment, okay? And something about this apartment, like, I would get, like, when you're in a dream and you're halfway up, halfway asleep, you're like in the middle, you're like, I don't know, I don't know if y'all get that. Oh yeah, I don't know if I've asked this before, but anytime you're having a nightmare, like in your dream, like, are you able to wake yourself up out of a dream? Because I can. I don't know if anybody else can, but I can wake myself up by a dream. And the other day I was having like this badass dream. Oh my gosh, it felt so real. I woke myself up. I'm like, bitch, what'd you do that for? But I was able to go back to sleep. I was able to go back to sleep and go back to the same dream and continue what we were doing. But so that, where you're half awake, half asleep, that area, there's like a gray area in between, okay? And I used to always sleep with the bedroom door closed because, it was dark in the house or whatever. So then one day I was asleep and I was half awake, half asleep. I had just gotten out of work and I was taking a little disco nap, okay? And the door, because I was laying facing the bedroom door, right? And I swear, te lo juro, like I swear, a guy, it was a guy, opened the door and was watching me sleep. Like he had the door open to where he could like squeeze his head halfway in, and he was like kind of like leaning over and just like staring, watching me sleep. Okay. And I was like, couldn't move because I didn't have, I wasn't able to wake myself up, out of that trance, So I was just kind of like paralyzed. I was like, oh my God, who is this? Okay. So that was the one instance there. Okay. Years later, I moved back. Okay. So I move away. I come back to this same apartment complex, a door down or two doors down. Okay. At that time, I was living alone again. I had my daughter this time, and I always remembered that one thing that happened to me. Okay. So then my daughter was about 5 or 6 or whatever, and her daddy used to come pick her up every other weekend. He was a really good daddy. He was very involved. He never gave me no bullshit, So I actually commend you, Carlos, for being such a good daddy to our beanie baby. Anyways, so he was gonna come pick her up. Well, I had been living there with my brother. Okay, he ended up moving in, and then we ended up from there. We moved to a bigger apartment. Okay, but when he first moved in, his coworker from work used to drop him off, like the company truck would pick him up, or whatever. Right? Okay. Well, I was at the end apartment, the very end, and one day, and my brother just casually just brings it up like it's no big fucking deal. Like, oh, by the way, my friend dropped me off, and he said that he used to know somebody that lived in this apartment. So then he says, oh, my homeboy dropped me off, and he said that he used to know somebody that lived here. I was like, oh, really? Yeah, who was it? Thinking it's gonna be like this cute fucking story or something. No. He tells me that his homeboy's friend used to live there, and he committed suicide there. He hung himself by the tree. There's like a tree on the side of the house. He hung himself. And I'm looking at him like, what? And at this, I was like, I didn't want to know nothing else. I was like, okay. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, is that the guy that I saw sleep, like watching me sleep, those many, many years back? I was like, nah, no way. Okay, well, in this apartment, I was never afraid in this particular apartment. The one that was at the very end, the one I moved into, I was never afraid of the dark. I used to walk in the dark. I wouldn't even turn the lights on. I actually felt very safe in that apartment. Well, my sister-in-law used to go, and she used to say she used to get the creeps all the time in that apartment, and that she used to see somebody, like when she would stay the night, like she would see somebody like watching over her while she slept, like standing there, like a figure, right? My brother never saw it. He would be knocked the fuck out or whatever. I never felt anything at all. Me and my sister-in-law were sitting in the kitchen, and she was telling me about that story about how she feels like a presence, and that there's somebody always looking over her while she's asleep. Well, at that instance, when she was telling me that, I said, what? That's weird, because I feel so safe in this apartment. Like, I've never had no problems. I said, and everybody knew I was afraid of everything. I used to be afraid of the dark. And I was like, maybe the ghost just doesn't like you. And at that exact moment, the ceiling fan turned on. The light of the ceiling fan, because you know how it has a ceiling fan for the propellers, and the other one is for the light. It turned on right at that second. I swear to God. I swear. And she looked at me like, and I was like, I guess he doesn't like you. And then she's like, maybe it's because we're here. Maybe because you were by yourself all that time, and then now we're here, and the spirit doesn't like it. Doesn't like that somebody's here with you now. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. So then, but I will say, before they moved in, I had a friend that had came over, and we were drinking one night, all night, okay? Like, we had like a drinking fucking marathon. Like, we were drinking for days, okay? And this was back in, see, I told you I wasn't perfect. I told you I wasn't perfect. I think we're like on day 2 or day 3. I think it was the last day, because after that I was like, okay, bitch, you need to go to sleep. Okay, she was just talking. She was one of those friends, there's always that one friend that talks politics and ruins your fucking buzz. Okay, that was the friend. Okay, that's who the fuck I decided to fucking drink all day with. Okay, well, she was like going on a tangent, right, about something or another. I don't remember what, but I just remember looking up at her, because I don't know if you know, but anytime, excuse me, anytime you are possessed, your face will change. Your face will change and you will look different. Okay. And not everybody will notice. Okay. I have always been able to notice when somebody has a little dark to them. Okay. I could tell by their face. And this was when I started to notice that. Okay. So I'm looking at her and I'm like, and her face was like, it was like long, like, I don't know, like, it just changed. It looked like her, but with a slight difference. Like, you had to really be able to look, you had to really know a person to know if their face changes or whatever. So that was the only instance where I saw something dark happen. But I think it was just her. She had like dark shit following her all the time. Anyways, but I don't know if you know, but they say when you drink, they call it spirits, is because that's when your guard is down and spirits can take over you. I don't know if you knew that. That's why they call it spirits. Spirits and wine or whatever. That's why you got to be mindful who you drink with and who you're around, what type of person you drink with, because these people can try to take advantage of you, That's why sometimes whenever you say no, try saying no to somebody that you don't want to drink and watch their reaction. And then you'll know what their real intentions are. Because if somebody says no, shit, more for me. That's what I think. But if somebody gets pissed off that you don't want to drink, why the fuck you so mad that I don't want to drink, bitch? That's why it's important to, like me, like I was drinking constantly for like 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, bitch, you need to stop, because you're about to get spiritually attacked if you don't stop, because you have to have your guard up sometimes, You don't want to be, you don't want to let those type of entities in, because then you can't get them out. It's really hard to get away from them. They'll tear your life apart. So anyways, so we decide to go get a bigger apartment, right? So me and my brother are going to move, right? And on moving day was a Friday, okay? And Brittany's daddy was going to come pick her up for the weekend, right? And so I was in my closet, okay, which was, the door was like, I was in the living room closet, and the door's like right there where I'm at, okay? I was unpacking everything, right? Because we're almost done. We just needed the stuff out of the living room closet and then a couple things in my brother's room. Well, I heard, in Friday, how they're like, ta 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 ta, on that tela, and he's like, smoke or whatever. It's that heavy metal. Okay, it was a burglar bar door. Okay, that's the kind of door they had over there. And I remember hearing da 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 da, right? And I was like, I said, who is it? Because I'm standing next to the door, right? I said, who is it? And then I heard, it's me. I heard my baby daddy say, it's me. Okay. And no, I wasn't drinking. I wasn't on drugs. I was not anything. I was sober as fuck. Okay. I was sober. I did not do anything. And I swear to God, I heard, it's me in my baby daddy's voice. Okay. And I was like, oh, hold on. So I closed the closet door and I'm like, hold on. So, I had to go get the keys, unlock all the locks. I opened the door and I'm like, and there was nobody fucking there. There was nobody there. There was nobody there. And only when I opened the door, it was just my car. That was it. There was no other car. Because he used to park right behind me. And I was like, Britt, your dad's here. Your dad's here. And I was like, what the And I was like, I know I heard it, because I heard da-da-da-da-da, because that's how he used to knock. And I said, who is it? And he thought, it's me. And there was nobody there. So I'm like, white as a ghost, probably. I go to the fucking other room and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, you're not going to get I was like, I swear, did you? And they heard the knock too. And they heard me having this conversation with nobody. And they were like, I heard it. I was like, man, fuck this. I was like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Cause I'm thinking about this ghost guy, right? I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and just get my shit that I got, real quick. Cause I didn't have that much shit, right? And I was like, I felt like I was in the closet, right? And I felt like a gush of like cold air in my left side of my, like, right by my ear. Like a cold air, like cold. And then I heard like a whisper, but I didn't hear what the fuck it was. I didn't hear what was said, but it was like I just felt somebody standing right next to me. And I was like, all right, I'm out. And I was like, I'll see you at the apartment. And I bounced. I was like, I am out of here. Not today. And no, it didn't follow us to the next apartment. I always thought that it was the guy that had committed suicide there. Since I had lived there before, I was somebody familiar, and they knew me, and they knew what a good person I was. And then when I was living by myself, when I came back, it was just me and my daughter, and then my brother moved in. I don't know, maybe they just didn't like my brother, my sister-in-law there, or maybe because we were moving. I don't know, but that was just a crazy experience because it didn't amp up until we're on our way out. So there you go. Happy Fiesta.